Hey, what's up with everybody? It's your boy Rymir here. I just want to get on here and let everybody know the updates, what's going on. It's been a crazy couple weeks, y'all. I want to let y'all know that I have not stopped my fight. You know, I did withdraw my case. It's for a reason, y'all. It's not because I'm stopping with it or not going to refile it or anything like that.
If the courts refuse to listen, then the internet surely will. That is the message Rymir Carter is sending loud and clear. He now says he plans to reveal what he calls the family albums. According to him, these old photos, timelines, and documents prove one major claim. Jay-Z trapped his mother Wanda when she was still a teenager. That is the part that has stunned people online. Rymir says his mother had been only 16 at the time, while Jay-Z was already a grown man. And now, after years of feeling ignored by the legal system, he is preparing to take his story straight to the public, instead of waiting for another judge to set his case aside over technical issues. And trust me, the internet is eating it up. This situation is not new gossip. For many years, Rymir has insisted that Jay-Z is his father. Wanda, his mother, even left written statements before she passed away saying the same thing.
I stand on my allegations regarding this matter. Mr. Carter, defense attorney in 2012 in New Jersey, didn't want me to sit next to her in the courtroom and stated, I quote, I don't want her sitting next to me. I don't want her sitting next to me. I would not represent someone like her.
She explained that Jay-Z was too powerful for her to fight, and she had been far too young when they met. That is where the word trapped continues to echo. For Rymir and his relatives, this story goes beyond paternity. It deals with silence, power, and a billionaire who they believe has avoided responsibility for decades. To be fair, Jay-Z has denied the claim from the beginning. His lawyers have repeatedly called the accusations false and ridiculous. His team says anyone using a child's name for media attention should feel ashamed. But Rymir refuses to back down. Each year, he finds new ways to bring attention to his side of the story, whether through interviews, court requests, petitions, or now leaking personal photographs he says will reveal the truth. And here is the real twist. By releasing these images, he is taking the fight out of the courtroom and placing it directly into the court of public opinion.
Behind closed doors, that's only one case that we withdrew for right now. But it's a lot going on. You know how this industry works. These judges, these lawyers, these high celebrity people, they try to use all different types of tactics and call it what you want, bully tactics and different types of stuff to, you know, slow it down and just change the narrative.
In today's world of TikTok detectives, screenshot investigators, and social media specialists, perception can destroy a reputation even faster than a lawsuit. One viral post can do more damage than an official trial. So this is where we stand. A mother who insisted on her truth until the day she died, a billionaire who refuses to acknowledge it, and a son who says he has been dismissed long enough. Even though these albums are not official legal evidence, they are loud enough to shake the internet. The only question now is whether this becomes the moment the Carter empire finally cracks, or just another painful chapter in Rymir's long, emotional fight for recognition. What makes this story different from many celebrity allegations is the way people view it. Rymir has shared his side for years, often with tears in his eyes. He says he does not want money or fame, only the truth. During interviews, he says things like, I just want to know who my father is. I deserve closure. He paints himself as a young man fighting a system too strong to beat in court, the small voice going up against a giant machine. On the other side is silence, clean, controlled, and intentional. Jay-Z has never said Rymir's name publicly. He has never answered his accusations directly. Everything is handled by his representatives, who call the story meaningless and undeserving of attention. When the issue first gained widespread attention in 2015, Jay-Z's lawyer said the entire situation was nonsense. After that, Jay-Z simply stepped back and continued with his life. No interviews, no statements, nothing. That is how billionaires often operate. Deny, dismiss, and then go on vacation. But the problem for Jay-Z is that silence has now become part of the narrative. The more he refuses to speak, the more people begin to wonder what he is hiding. Beyoncé will certainly never mention this situation. She will not reference it in her music, her interviews, or even in symbolic messages. And honestly, it makes sense. Her entire reputation is built on perfection. Perfect art, perfect image, perfect family. Even that infamous elevator incident with Solange was smoothed over with high-end public relations. Meanwhile, Rymir has filed petitions asking Congress to examine how his case was handled. He has cried on live video streams about being shut out. And now, with these leaked family photos, he is shifting the entire battleground once again. He said, "My mother told you all before she died. What else do you want me to say?" This has turned into a public relations war. Rymir now represents David with a slingshot, aiming at Goliath and hoping the world finally listens. Jay-Z and Beyoncé may believe silence protects them, but silence does not work the same way in 2025. Silence amplifies everything. It makes the unanswered questions louder, and the optics are far from flattering. Every time Beyoncé posts pictures of the twins or Jay-Z appears at a charity event, the comments are filled with one question: what about Rymir? Even without a legal ruling, the internet sees him as part of the family, at least in theory. What makes Rymir's story even more powerful is that it does not stand alone. When you place the dates, statements, and old photos side by side, a bigger pattern begins to appear, and that pattern does not make Jay-Z look great. Let's start with Wanda. She said she met Jay-Z when she was 16 in the late 1980s. She insisted their interaction was not casual. According to her, he was older, stronger, and fully aware of the power difference. Wanda later wrote a sworn document describing everything and naming Jay-Z as Rymir's father. She said people allowed him to escape accountability in ways she could not fight. And while one accusation may get dismissed as misinformation, Jay-Z has faced more than one. Do you remember Letitia Meir? She went viral years ago claiming to be Jay-Z's daughter, and even created a page under that identity. Her relatives backed her story. On top of that, Jay-Z's own godmother accused his team of blocking DNA tests in another case. And then there is the situation with Chanel Scott, whose son Malik was once believed to be Jay-Z's child before a DNA test revealed her husband was actually not the father. Each time, Jay-Z's team came out with strong denials and called the allegations ridiculous. But the internet has a long memory. People look at patterns. They line up timelines. They compare faces. They examine old photos. And once the public believes the math adds up, it becomes nearly impossible to change their minds. Let's not pretend hip-hop has never dealt with scandals like this. When the world found out Drake had a son he tried to shield from the world, the internet tore the story apart. Even Beyoncé's own father had children outside of his marriage, and those siblings have struggled with being ignored for years. Family drama has always followed the Carter-Knowles name in one form or another. Therefore, these albums Rymir plans to release are more than emotional pictures. They represent a pattern the public already sees forming. The internet is ruthless when it believes someone is hiding something. When multiple stories point in the same direction, people feel they already know the truth. On social platforms, you can already find countless photos comparing Rymir and Jay-Z at the same age. Comments say things like, "Same eyes, same nose, stop pretending." People are stitching videos together, analyzing timelines, matching dates, and building arguments like crime investigators. But not everyone agrees. Some fans call Rymir a clout chaser. They say if he has proof, he should take it to court instead of social media. Others claim the timing feels intentional, especially since Jay-Z and Beyoncé are earning massive attention from current projects. They think Rymir may be trying to insert himself into their spotlight. Still, repeated comments appear under nearly every post related to Beyoncé or Jay-Z. Money can buy the best lawyers, but it cannot change DNA. People keep saying that if Jay-Z had nothing to hide, he would have taken a simple test a long time ago. At this point, Jay-Z is essentially being tried in the court of public opinion, whether he responds or not. And in that court, these family albums may not be scientific evidence, but they can be powerful enough to damage a legacy. And that is the heart of this entire situation: legacy. Jay-Z is not just another celebrity. He is one of the most successful figures in the history of music. He is Beyoncé's husband, the father of Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir, a business mogul, a cultural leader, and a billionaire who rose from Brooklyn streets to global status. His image has been carefully sculpted over decades.
But to Rymir, Jay-Z is simply the man who allegedly trapped his teenage mother and then walked away.
That is the conflict. On one side is a glamorous empire. On the other is a young man who says he was abandoned and overshadowed by the most influential couple in entertainment. And now come the family albums, which he claims will support everything. For Beyoncé, this is uncomfortable territory. Her entire career has been built on silence, discipline, and mystery. She avoids drama. She does not respond to rumors. She does not explain herself. But once the internet decides a story smells like truth, it will never let it die, no matter how many elegant photos she posts.
And whether Jay-Z wants it or not, this may become the moment Rymir's name becomes part of pop culture history. Remember how Pusha T exposed Drake hiding his son? That story changed Drake's public image forever. Secrets always come out eventually. And if Rymir releases these albums, the damage might be impossible to reverse, even without a lab test.
Because legacy is not only what you build, legacy is also what people believe. And right now, more and more people think Jay-Z escaped responsibility and left a child in the shadows. No amount of art, charity, or billion-dollar deals can erase that perception. And here is the biggest irony of all. Rymir does not even need DNA to make the world listen. By revealing these family albums publicly, he is letting the internet become the judge. And the internet, as we know, is loud, chaotic, emotional, and often already convinced before the evidence arrives. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest tea and breaking news.